away from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott dropping that heavy beat with Jay Peasy this morning. Thank you, Peasy, for the new intro. We're ready to go here for a Wednesday, October the 16th, for our betting preview and action tonight, of course, in Major League Baseball, National League Championship Series. The Dodgers and the Mets tonight, our featured game, 2 games from college football, 1 big WNBA game. Let's see what happens. Game 3, we're back in Minnesota now. We'll talk about it tonight. And we may preview the National Hockey League, 4 games. You know, we're going to talk about it. And some NBA preseason as well. Hope you guys had a good night of betting action. We did. We had a pretty good night here, I'd say. Had some winners yesterday, especially in college football. Not the prettiest schedule, but we'll take the winners however we can get them. Hope everyone's doing fine this morning. Say hello to my friends coming in here and just recap the action from last night's thriller, if you will. Well, I don't know about a thriller anyways, but the Yankees taking a 2-0 lead in the series with a 6-3 win. All rise for the Judge, a 2-run home bomb. Verdugo doubled. Cole struggled, but he did leave with the lead despite allowing 10 base runners over 4 innings. So the Yankees head to Cleveland with that 2-0 lead. They'll resume play, but we got the one National League game tonight with Walker Buehler going up against Luis Severino at Citi Field. And that series, we know, tied at 1-1. So the Mets have the advantage here right now, certainly coming into tonight's game as far as the home field advantage tonight. And we'll see if they can hang on to it. Say hello to some folks in the chat off of last night's action. We had some, as I said, winners in college football yesterday. We had the winners on the show. We swept the board here on the morning steam just to make it clear. We had South Alabama laying those points here on the morning show. We also had Kennesaw. Well, hopefully Kennesaw got there for you with those prices. It was close, I think. Crazy game last night, a crazy score there. But New Mexico State certainly the winner there yesterday. We did get beat on our premium pick with the under. Game went overtime. It went over in the regulation, but still close game, and it was going to be heading overtime with a tied score. We also had a premium winner, Kennesaw State and Middle Tennessee game to go under. We're back in action, as I said, tonight. Western Kentucky and Sam going at it. Florida International and UTEP. What can you say about UTEP right now? Let me see who's here. Say hello to the all-star chat. Hello, stars. And see who's joining me on the show here today. Just noticed final in here in tennis. Personal bet I had, didn't put it out or anything, but Korpatch against Mira Andreeva. And I took 8.5 games And Andriva won the first set 6-0. That doesn't look good, but you know what? 6-4, second set, score by a half a game. Okay, let's see who's here this morning with me on the show. Who's going to join me and make some plays today? I want to shout out Ben, a new Ben wasn't a channel member here at Sports Money. Dave was here first. He's opening the doors. He's ready to go. He's loading up on his bets. He's firing away today. Joe Alvarado is here. And Dave says, you know what? They'll turn it around now. The Jets will turn it around with Adams in the line. We were on the air yesterday when that news broke. Good morning to Nicholas Handy. Good morning to Robert McCormick as well. And here is my right-hand man. He's my Ed McMahon. He's Mr. Thomas Lewis. Good morning to you, Thomas. And let's like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Are the guys still on the air from last night? I'm not doing a show over those guys. When I went to guys, I'm here doing the morning steam. Everybody makes fun of me, staying up late hours, getting ready for shows. We're doing whatever in the middle of the night. Who knows what I'm doing in the middle of the night? Texting friends. But when I went to sleep, the guys were still on the air. I don't even know if there were any games left last night, but I was listening to the dulcet tones of Mikey Money and Keith each and every stride as I laid my head on the pillow to get ready for another morning steam show. Those guys were still talking about something. I know there was a Flyers game that went pretty late last night, and the Flyers ended up losing that game. I guess I did hear the end. I guess I did hear the end of the show. I think that might have been when I closed my eyes. But those guys were on the air last night for a fun Contender Series show last night, and they were on for more than that. And there wasn't even a lot of sports going on. They were having some fun last night on the show. But yeah, the late game with the Flyers there. Falling actually to Edmonton 4-3. Flyers blew that lead there. Edmonton finally getting a win. We did have the Flyers here on the morning steam show yesterday, and premium pick winners pretty good, but we did have a couple of pushes there with our premiums. I guess we ended up push with a 50-50 day, I guess, if you count those pushes in there. But we did have a couple of winners there yesterday with Vancouver and Tampa Bay game to go under, Minnesota game in St. Louis to go under as well. And let's see who's here. Else is here. Justin is here. Cal Bear is here. He wants to hear Peasy's song. We're going to hear it twice a day. No disrespect to Peasy. I'm happy. I am the first. I think I've got to be the first of these YouTube channels to have a second version. And Peasy's written a few lyrics. He's dropped a few lyrics on some of these shows. I might be the first one to ever get a second intro song from Peasy. Not any fault of, well, I guess it is my fault, but we couldn't run the old intro over here on Sports Money channel when you're referring to the old channel host. So here we are now with our new song. Thank you, Peasy. Appreciate it. And yeah, a little mellow in the morning. That's how we like it here. But Cal Bear liked it. All right. And oh my God, see, this is the thing. Oh, here's my... Can I say my dear friend, my chat room friend, Shannon Moore, right? So think about how long we've been over here now since the beginning of the NFL season. And, you know, I couldn't get the word out really to everybody that where I was. And there's Shannon. Thank goodness. Thank you, Shannon, so much for taking the extra effort. I know it seems like a small thing, typing in a search bar or whatever, but you know, there's some circumstances with algorithms and everything that might not pop up. So just very thankful that you put in the extra effort to find me here. Thank you, Shannon, sincerely for doing that. I can only wonder if I missed out. We've been picking up here, Shannon, over on the Sports Money channel. It was amazing. apologize really to you that maybe it took a little longer than I would have liked to have you follow me over here. The amazing thing about coming over to the Sports Money Network when we did it on that, I did it on basically about 12 hours notice after I put my foot down and made a decision. But amazing was a number of people that did find me over here immediately. Great audience here at Sports Money Network as well. And maybe they shared some of the audience, but to find them all coming over here, it was been awesome. So, all right, Terrell says, shame on South Alabama last night in that game against Troy, right? The defense did their job, and boy, I wanted to give out an under yesterday, but we did also have Kennesaw. Oh, I mentioned the college already. Let's see, Joey Harb is here today as well. Thank you, Joey. And who else? Fernando's here, coming off a nice day as well. And Lando's here, and Marcus, another timer like me, if you will. Thank you. Good to have you here. And man, I'd like to have me some donuts here right now. Thank you, Marcus. All right. Hey, everyone. I'm here on the show every day, 7 days a week, 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 Pacific, giving you hopefully some free winners. You're going to give me some winners as well. But the winning doesn't stop here. Once the morning steam ends, I give out, hopefully, more winners all day long. And you can find my best picks over at the Winnable app. This is a browser-based site that I put my premium picks on. I do have a free subscription as well. You can click the QR code there and take you right to the site. You can see me there with my plays. I got some tennis here overnight. We've been splitting them so far, but we did have some winners on the free VIP service with Tabilo -3 games, and we just picked up another winner with Roberto Batista Agut winning over here in action this morning. And been some, and I think we just had another winner come home just moments ago, I believe. Let me see here. Summit Nagel. No, he got rocked. Okay, that's all right. Going to hopefully get some free winners in a moment. Hey, so check me out over here at Winnable. You can get my premium pick plays every day and have them delivered to your phone. You can turn on the notifications, and I'll send them right to your phone, or you can just check them at your leisure. But that's how you can get more winners from me every day. Go to winnable.com and use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those packages. But that's how I continue to communicate with you throughout the day. You know, I used to sell my picks over there on another channel for $25, $35, $45 a day. But now it's just a couple of bucks here to get my plays. Really, it's just a matter of the labor that involved in coming here on the show, and I'm looking for your support. So consider just checking out those plays over there. There's a free subscription. If you want to get behind the paywall, you can do so as well. And thank you to everybody for subscribing to the plays. See who else is rolling in here as we get ready to do. We're not going to be here long, folks. We don't have a lot of games today here on Wednesday. But we got the big one, of course, and a few to go. So I would imagine we could be out of here within the hour today and just have, an easier day. Maybe get ready for our big weekend as well. And the guys will be by this weekend with UFC action. I previewed the UFC card with my partner, VB, on YouTube here. So you can check out a little preview. But we'll have our First Strike program. And Saturday we'll be broadcasting live here with the UFC card from the Apex here in Las Vegas, but do have a UFC show here this weekend with the guys on the Sports Money Network, and they'll also be broadcasting live this Friday, or I'm going to be able to hook up with them possibly. We'll see how that's going to go down, but we have some coverage Friday from the guys are going to be up in Niagara Falls checking out the LFA card. So I'm hopefully going to pin them down, or they might come to us from Niagara Falls themselves. I think they're working on hooking up the remote. I'll be here to help them if there is any technical issues or they want to get on the air to preview that LFA card and make some picks. So the guys will be having fun here, Mikey and Jeff, on Friday night in Niagara Falls with a little LFA action. So good weekend of mixed martial arts and a good program last night as we wrapped up the 10-week contender series with, some closely rated fights last night, but they weren't all going the distance, certainly. So the guys had fun and they stayed on. I told Mikey Money, I said, the goal of Sports Money Network should be to have, some programming, maybe 24 hours a day, or at least start with the morning steam and run all the way through up until the start of the games. Well, we're working on that. I didn't know that Mike and Keith were taking it seriously and going to stay on all night, it felt like, but it was a lot of fun with the guys. They outlasted everybody when it was all said and done. All right, let's get rolling here with the show today. See if any other comments came in here real quick. And Terrell, don't forget, we did have another trade later on in the day, Terrell, right, with the Bills picking up Amari Cooper. And, hey, I don't know if the Browns, I don't know if they're, turning it in for the rest of the season, but Cleveland deals Amari Cooper and a 6th round pick for a 3rd round pick and a 7th round pick, I want to say right now. Cooper has 24 receptions this season and, 62 touchdowns in his career. So you're not, dealing with a rookie or anything. Amari Cooper on the Bills shoring things up a little bit. So we saw also the Jets make some other moves there, and maybe they could get Valdez Scantling back with New York after Mike Williams obviously is going to be on the trade block now, or whatever is going to happen with Mike Williams moving forward, but he doesn't look like he's in the Jets' plans here thus far. So, all right, and Russell Wilson going to get the start this weekend as well. It looks like over Justin Fields, and maybe that was the case. Maybe here's the thing. Right, the Steelers are doing pretty well with Justin Fields, maybe, and it was Russell Wilson's job to begin with, and he just wasn't healthy, and so they went with Fields. And when you got a veteran like Wilson with a little more mileage on him, certainly he's gonna get the role of starter here once he gets healthy. It feels like, and you still have Justin Fields left. Remember what I said at the beginning of the season? What Bill Belichick said. Especially with these teams that maybe don't have a quarterback. He said the Steelers have one of the best quarterback situations in the NFL with Fields and with Wilson. All right, let's get to the show here. We won't keep you long. Preview the games tonight, including National League Championship Series. Let's get started right now with the Dodgers and Walker Buehler getting the start here. Now, Buehler's numbers are bad. There's no doubt about that. But just the fact now that he's found his way into the pitching situation, I mean, mostly because of the Dodgers, troubles here for sure in the starting pitching department and all these. And funny, right? I mean, do we talk about it like it's a big problem? And it is, especially when, you have injured arms and guys going, for surgery and things like that. But, Walker Buehler, he's, certainly has been a part of some big moments or big games anyway for the Dodgers, and he's been around. So, look, it looks like an opener to a certain extent. I have a feeling that Walker Buehler is going to be pitching as long as he can pitch in this game. As long as he can keep, runs from scoring. I would even think if he gets in a little bit of jam, you take your chances the first time around. If he gets out of it, then you continue to roll with him until it's just not manageable anymore. If the Dodgers were to fall behind or get into a real bind with Buehler, you know, in an early situation. So I would think Buehler here, despite the numbers that I've bagged on too, 1-7 record, 5.71 ERA. Still, Walker Buehler could come out and have a nice performance. Don't expect any, miracle gems or anything from Buehler in this game, but you just want him to get through. If you can get 2 innings out of Buehler, 2+ innings, that sounds golden. If you get anything more than that, you're going to be hot in this game. And for Luis Severino, I mean, at home right now, Severino, he feels like the guy that we remember from how many years ago with the Yankees? 7 years ago with the Yankees. Think about it. When Severino had them on the brink of postseason success, I guess is the way you look at it, but he was a big star. Remember, I mean, think about he was the headliner, it felt like, in a lot of those moments. So Severino here probably in pretty good position. Yeah, the ERA close to 4, but the Mets, he did go 12-7 this season. The Mets were just 16-17 with Severino on the mound. That says that they did have some problems preserving anything that Severino kind of left for them a little bit. But nonetheless, tonight you have here, I'm listing it as a pick'em currently. Right now, I'd say Dodgers are maybe the slightest of favorites. I want to move them to the favorite just because if any book that is not currently at a pick'em right now is the Dodgers as a slight favorite. So let's move it here, 115. Most of the totals are we're seeing the move right now. The move is coming in. I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't some reported steam. All those 8, I mean, we're talking a whole half a run here at this point. Oh, my goodness. I'm showing 7.5 under 15 right now at several books. This is definitely on the move right now, for sure. I'm not just making this up, looking for views. That's not what we're all about anyways. We're here to report the move. And while there were some books hanging on, there were some books 7.5, maybe 7.5 juice to the over. Right now, DraftKings is 7.5 over -112, but Circa is under at -115. Bet Online's at 7.5. The books out here in Vegas on my little apps, they seem to be at 7.5 here as well. So there's definitely a move to the under happening right now in this game. So let's see what you guys want to do if you have your opinion here with the Dodgers and the Mets tonight. Let's see who we got and who's making a pick with me. Here's Justin. He's got the Dodgers team total over 3.5, heavily juiced here. Thomas says, give me the Mets and the over in this one. Him looks Dodgers and over. Lando says first 5 over. You guys have runs here. And it's the middle of October. It doesn't feel like we're going back when it comes to the weather here right now in the postseason. It's going to be, we saw the winds in the games in Yankee Stadium. Here, maybe not as brisk wind-wise. Winds will be blowing in from left field at about 10 miles an hour and dissipating. The winds dissipate. The wind will reduce as the night goes along, and temperatures in the low 50s could get below 50 degrees by the end of the game tonight. Dave is on the Mets. Robert McCormick is on the Mets. And John Schall says, this is the weather for Pete. Chosen One wants to go over. Bob says he likes the under in this one. And Marcus says going to be under. Oh, no, he says it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. Thank you, Marcus. Great. All right. Kelly's here today. She says under 4Ks for Bueller here. And also the Mets more hits. I think that means the Mets more hits in a head-to-head with the Dodgers here, the slight underdog in this one. And Mr. Vape is here, and he likes Teoscar, who's been on a roll here. Look, it should be a great matchup for the Dodger bats against Severino, certainly, especially for Teoscar, for Mookie Betts. You know, actually, you got to, given the splits here, I would think that, I don't know if I'm over on Ohtani necessarily today or Freddie. I think I'd probably prefer Mookie and Teoscar over those guys. Not to say that Ohtani, can't just bust another big game at any moment, but just looking at the actual honest splits for me, I'd say I'm neutral. I probably wouldn't be going over with Ohtani tonight. I'd look to go over with Betts, with Teoscar maybe here, and. But man, at 7.5, I think that is saying something. I look, the numbers might say that these batters have an advantage. I just have a feeling with the cold weather, the way Citi Field plays, I feel like it is still going to be tough to get to 8 runs tonight, even with that. Good night, Munchie's here. Good night, Munchie, and is on the Dodgers here in this one. And Kelly says Pete owns Bueller with 4 home runs and 5 at-bats. That's outrageous. Pete, that seems like an automatic home run for Pete. Now it got me wanting to look at the player batting. It makes me want to go right to those head-to-heads here. Let's see what else we got. Chosen One wants a prop for Pete to walk in the game. And John Shao, let's see what he says here. LA. Oh, he's doing the old Grandmaster Flash. He's doing the Grandmaster. LA, big city of dreams. Everything in LA always isn't what it seems. Jacoby's going over here in this one. All right. Look, this is time for me to make my pick. Well, I respect that money. I was already going under in this one. I can't argue that maybe the numbers here a little bit, if you're looking at those head-to-heads, may be pointing here certainly to a little bit of offense here. But, man, it's going to be cold. And I believe Citi Field plays to the pitching. I believe that the elements here in this one today kind of point to that. So, I'm going to go under, and it's my free play. And maybe I'm not as confident as maybe I am on the side, but I'm going to take the under. I feel like that I might be in the minority a little bit here in this one. I think, with these bats, maybe with these, I don't want to say Bueller is a sketchy pitcher. I mean, he's a very well-established pitcher. Certainly, it's just that this season just hasn't worked out. I mean, he was sidelined as well. All these Dodgers were. We know that. So, all right, I'm going to take the under as my play here. Let me see if I couldn't call up the head-to-heads here real quick, but man, I wasn't ready for that, but I kind of want to now. All right. And let's see, that's it. Kelly says Bueller's garbage. And I guess that's going to be it. Joe is on the over. Of course, Joe's on the over. Well, he's always going to be on the over. I wouldn't say that. He's either over or nothing. Okay, guess I got a challenge with Joe here. Yeah, he says this is the Mets' last chance. Hey, the Mets are in charge of this series right now. Don't forget, getting a road victory, that was a big deal. I mean, the Mets have the home field advantage. Yeah, it's their series to lose. I would guess. I guess that's how I would put it at this point. To me, the Mets are winning the series. I know what you're saying, Andrew. I know what you're saying. Or it could be Meta's last chance. Maybe this is the last chance for Facebook. All right, it's a consensus play, and well, if I'd have known that, I probably just would have shut my mouth. But here's a consensus play on the over here tonight. Obviously, you guys in the chat, I think I could honestly say it that you guys are against the Sharps. That's the only way. How else would this line? This is. You tell me. This is obviously there were 8s out there probably when this show started. There isn't an 8. Is there an 8 to be found? Does anybody out there have an 8? Because I don't think so. This total has definitely moved down. Whether or not, are the books just adjusting here? Are the books saying, well, maybe we got this too high? The public obviously going to be betting the over here. Let's give them another half of a run. Why don't we? So I'm not banging on you guys. Look, I agree to a certain extent. I'm playing the mid-October postseason angle here. I think a little bit is what I'm looking to do. So I'm going to take the I'm obviously on the record. I'm against Team Steam consensus here. I did sweep. We disagreed the other day. I write on 2 games, and I got it right. So all right. Once in a while, I get the win. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your help here on Major League Baseball. All right. And we just did bring home a tennis winner there with Altmaier over Bailey. So we're plugging along here in our tennis tonight. I do like this card. I got a few more plays up there. Hey, go over to Winnable if you want to get, let's see, I've got 4 more plays in tennis action here early morning. So check me out there over at Winnable if you want a few plays in tennis. Get signed up for the free plays over there at 0 and get hopefully 4 free winners. I want to roll with 4 free winners over there, but just want to pass that along, maybe get you to join me and subscribe over there. Like I said, I have a free account just like this, and it says free 0, and I got some tennis plays up for you just for joining and signing up. All right, Dave's out of here. You just want to talk baseball. I'll be seeing him tonight. And let's see here. Joe said, he said it moved from 7.5 last night, but when he woke up and bet it, it was 8. No, it definitely was 8. It was 8 an hour. It was 8 an hour ago. At some books, there definitely was split between 7.5 and 8. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're expecting those chilly conditions, and that's the way I'm playing it tonight here with the total. Because look, if I can reiterate or make it clear, I mean, there's no doubt against Walker Buehler, this Mets lineup should have success. Looking at the way these splits go, I think with these guys, and the same holds true for some of the bats. Like I said, against Severino here, and we know the Mets bullpen can be shaky, but again, this is a tough ballpark. Okay, enjoy the baseball game tonight. That's the featured game for sure, I think, unless you want to talk about the other big game. Let's get into it here right now. I'm going to go second here with the WNBA Finals. Game number 3 between the Liberty and the Lynx here tonight. And the Liberty are on the road, a 3-point favorite. Crown them already is what we're saying, it feels like here in this one. But I'm not so sure. I'm sure you guys might be on the Liberty tonight, judging from maybe how you guys have been rolling here this season with this team. But I don't know if I can just blindly switch. I don't know. I've been kind of liking the Lynx all season here, and I get it. The Liberty's been awesome. I'm not going to go into some of the sidebars going on with the WNBA drama this time. I'm really disappointed by it. But let's see here. Oh, and Thomas says it's up to 3.5 now. Let me update that here. Yeah, I mean, in fact, I'm showing Bet Online now at 4 here in this game at minus 105. You got to pay a little bit, it feels like, to get involved there. But I mean, I'll update it. I'll update it for Thomas. It's definitely 3.5 for sure. Total here 160 tonight. There we go. I think it's safe to call it 3.5 for sure, with the Liberty here on the road going up against the Minnesota Lynx. So, look, the Lynx were able to get one of the games. It wasn't easy. The Liberty, quite frankly, blew it. Blew a huge lead. A game they led by 18 points late and 15 points really late, considering that type of margin. So, 95-93 in game one, and then a slowdown certainly in game two, 80-66 as the Liberty were able to win and cover. Remember, we were kind of, on the total there in that one, or on the side and the total there in that one. We took the Liberty here, despite my preference, I think, for Minnesota in this series. So I see you guys already have comments, some picks coming in. So let me take a look at these here. Justin says he likes the Lynx first quarter at a pick. And he said he did bet the Liberty, however, at $1.41. So I think he's saying Lynx to start off. Is that Justin? Are we not correlated here with your picks, and still think the Lynx will come out strong, but then the Liberty will pass them up, maybe is what he's saying. Robert is going over here. Thomas, I think, wants to go first quarter over 40 points. Joe here likes the Lynx and the over in this one. I don't know if I can do it, Joe. Minnesota's a big-time under team at home, and Kelly says it right there. And, if anything, it maybe is a little bit of a contrast. I mean, we know the Lynx were one of the top, defensive teams. The Liberty, you could say not as good defensively, but I think when you have as strong a record as they did this season, then you got to still figure, they do play a little bit of defense here. Lee Anthony Quinones says they just don't have the firepower. And, they have obviously Nafisa Collier. She's definitely one of the best players in the world, but she did not play very well, certainly in that last game with just 16 points. 8 rebounds, but definitely didn't meet her expectations, and she had been smashing her expectations for in the Connecticut series. She certainly was strong, especially in the last 3 games of the series. And Justin says the Lynx. He clarifies his statements here, his picks up there. The Lynx come out hot, and then the Liberty can come back and win this game on the road. So I can't believe I'm going against Joe here and taking an under, but that's the way I can only see it here with the Liberty and the Lynx at 160. Yeah, the first game got a little loose, but does feel like the pressure here now, especially like like Kelly said too, the totals when you got these Minnesota games at home, they went 5-14 to the under this season, and the Liberty, not as strong of a trend, but they did go 8-12 to the under on the road. So, if anything, this team and they were just a slight trend to the under for the most part during the season. Minnesota, on the road, they were 50-50 over under, but at home 5-14 to the under. So I've got a bucket here and go with the under here in this one. All right. I think you guys have rolled in your comments there. Remember, we're tied at 1 here in the series and the news. I don't know if we mentioned it on the show. I'm sure everybody saw it, but the WNBA will move to a 7-game format for their finals, I think starting next year. There's a 5-game series here, though, right now. So, all right, Kelly's on the links there. I think maybe she bought some points there. All right, I guess that's it for the WNBA. I'm trying to make a little conversation here about the game a little bit. Maybe I got a few props here on the game. Look, I actually don't know. Like I said, I'm on the under, so I don't know if I have any over props. I kind of want to fade Jonquel Jones, but it just hasn't paid off, so I may lay off there as well. Courtney Williams' numbers are very high. It might be enough for me to consider some Courtney Williams under, but I don't know. You guys think you may know where I'm leaning anyway. Leaning one side or the other. I'll just give out the under as my play here on the show. Okay, I guess that's it for WNBA. Don't hear anything else from you guys. Let's take a look at a couple college football games here tonight. Then we'll get into the NHL and take a look at these games here tonight. This is a good game here. We got a good weeknight game for sure with Western Kentucky taking on Sam Houston State. You got Sam favored here by 3. Total 54, 2.5. Total 54.5. Let's update that since I typed this in. Maybe I just had it wrong from last night and kept it too low. It's mostly 56 here, maybe even 56.5 here at some. I don't know if that's actually wasn't even on my sheet. So we are hearing about strong sentiment for the over from handicappers from what I've seen coming into this one, well over a 2-to-1 ratio here. And also it seems like handicappers may be preferring Sam here in this one. Well, both teams are 2-0 right now coming into this game in conference play in Conference USA. Western Kentucky is 4-2 overall, but they have conference wins over Middle Tennessee, 49-21. They beat lowly UTEP, 44-17. They did lose to Alabama, 63-0. They also lost at Boston College, 21-10. So they have a sophomore quarterback, 11 touchdowns this season, 5 interceptions, and over 1,100 yards passing here. This is a great role for Western Kentucky as a road underdog for sure. 16-7-1 against the spread. Last 24 for the Toppers as a road underdog, and also 17-8-1 against the spread. Their last 26 games coming off of a win. This has been a strong program for years, quite frankly. They're also 17-9-1 against the spread in conference play last 27. So they've fared very, very well. They also beat Toledo 26-21, and they were an underdog, I believe, in that game. Now they're going up against Sam Houston. Don't let if you're. I know a lot of you are familiar, of course, with Sam Houston. I mean, they've been working hard here now as a Division I team, but remember they were an FCS team there for a while. They were a powerhouse, certainly, before making the jump here. So hasn't really been awful for Sam Houston. They, if anything, though, they were, I don't know if it was overrated or but they were really not covering very many spreads. Maybe everybody was kind of excitable with Sam Houston coming in. They'd really been struggling as home favorites. They had actually lost 7 straight as a home, or failed to cover in 7 straight as a home favorite until this season, and all of a sudden now they're 2-0 as a home favorite right now. They've won their last 4 games, averaging 35 points per game in those games, running for over 280 yards in those 4 victories. So Bearcats, they were down, remember, in that game to Texas State 22-0, and they were able to come back and win the game 40-39 a few weeks ago. So Sam Houston 5-1 against the spread, their last 5 off of a win, and they've held their opponents here at home anyway to just 12 points in their wins here at home. Now, Western Kentucky won at home last year 28-23, but they were an 11-point favorite in that one over Sam. The Hilltoppers were able to outgain the Bearcats 465-357, but they did have a couple. They were having some turnover issues in that game. So, all right, if you guys want to chime in here, I think I'm ready to go with my pick in this one between WKU and Sam. Here's Chosen One. Ready Samedi's here today. Good to have Ready Samedi here, member of the Sports Money Network. All right, Chosen One here, also a member of the Sports Money Network on WKU. Justin here is on Western Kentucky. Thomas is on Western Kentucky. Cal Bear says you got to roll with the Bearcat. Well, he's just saying, I don't know if he's making a pick there, but Sam, they got that ground game. Let's see here if I can tout this a little bit. All right. Yep. So let me see here. So the interesting thing about Sam, Western Kentucky is pretty decent against the run. So is Sam. I think both teams pretty decent against the run. But yeah, no doubt, when you got a double tandem like Ducker, who definitely had that big game with the 3 touchdowns against Texas State in that comeback, and he had 70 yards in the last game, and you got McKinney also, Ducker and McKinney. McKinney's blasted onto the scene last game with that huge game, 138 yards on 14 carries and 2 touchdowns, gives him that extra attack, it feels like, because before that, McKinney was a pretty good complement to the team in the first game against Texas State. He rushed for 55 yards. He rushed for 58 against New Mexico State, and has been contributing, nicely. But the breakout game certainly against UTEP last game. All right, let's see what here Jacoby says. He's got Sam in this one. And Ready Samedi says you got to watch out also for Hunter Watson. Hunter Watson in that game against UTEP, 19 of 29, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he ran for some yards too. So I would think Hunter Watson here. He also, you think of his previous game when he rushed for 105 yards against Texas State in that game on 27 carries. So that kind of explains to you the way they move the ball. But I think the big thing there is reducing the carries from that game. He had 27 carries against Texas State, just 14 carries against UTEP. They were playing UTEP, so maybe they were able to work on the passing game a little bit. Robert says over. Jermaine says he missed the whole show. That's because, hey, we didn't do any hockey yet. Stick around. We're an hour in. I said we'd be out of here. All right. Lando says Sam gets it rolling here. The Hilltoppers can't stop them. Going to run right through. They do like those Hilltopper helmets, though, with the 2 eyeballs on the side. Jermaine says, come on, Sam's a constant over. No matter what. All right. And let's see here. UTEP is garbage, says Cal Bear. All right. I guess that's it. I guess I got it. You know what? Is it a consensus? I've got Sam Houston State as well. Let me get Sam here tonight. Lay the points against WKU. I could have went either way, I feel like, with the side or the total of maybe as a premium here, but I want to leave one for the show. So I'm going to go with Sam Houston State. Here in this one. Talk about Sam and over, no doubt, but they are under in both of those two home games so far, and WKU is 2-1 to the over on the road. But again, that total has moved up from 54.5 up to 56. All right. Keep it moving here now. We got another game on tap. This one, not so much. Not so much with Florida International here going up against 0-6 UTEP. Woo, this is bad right now. UTEP brings in the coach from Austin Peay. It's not working out, but what are you going to do? It's not like, some powerhouse and they're turning south all of a sudden. This is UTEP football after all, but they are 0-6 right now, 0-3 in conference play. FIU is 2-4, 1-1 in conference play so far. They also lost to an FCS team, Monmouth. They lost 45-42 in that one. So Florida International is a road favorite. You got to dig it up in the archives. This doesn't happen very often. That's how bad UTEP is. In fact, the spread isn't even 6 anymore, is it? It's 7. It's 7 pretty much everywhere. Let's not fool anybody here with the spread at 7. In fact, it's a little bit juiced even here now at DraftKings with FIU. This is the first time they've been road favorites in 5 years. So can they really get it done even against lowly UTEP? Here right now, they're rarely a favorite at all. In fact, let's see. Well, they got some pretty bad spread numbers. I can't add them up fast enough in my head, but they're not a great cover. That's for sure. But for Texas El Paso here, they are 18-13 against the spread last 31 conference games in here. They've also won the last 2 meetings in this series, 40-6, 27-14. But right now, I'm just reading some stats. Honestly, UTEP is pretty bad and maybe as bad as they've been. So I don't know what they can get done. They've got some, a chance here to maybe put up some points with Florida International's poor pass defense. They've got Odom here, a good wide receiver, but Cade McConnell, what's his status going to be? Let me check on Cade McConnell, the quarterback at UTEP. Not that it's going to matter or anything. He is still listed as questionable for this game. That makes things a little bit more difficult even to decipher. FIU, they should be able to control the game and the clock and run this ball if they want. They should be able to run it with ease, even if they're not known much for their passing game. I guess Owens is pretty good. Let me see what his numbers are. He had 52 yards in the last game and a touchdown. He is the main running threat. It's just that UTEP's run defense is pretty bad. That you should look to probably try to establish some kind of run with Owens and Joseph. They got a guy, Joseph, too, who can pick up some yards. Let me see here. Lex Joseph, he had 2 receptions, too, last game. So, they got a good passing connection. Jenkins to Rivers and also to Patterson. Patterson had a nice game, 6 receptions, 90 yards, and a touchdown in the last game. So for me, I'm going to just take Florida International. I'm sure to roll here. I'll give it out before I go to the comments on this one because I have a feeling that it will be FIU still to get this money, despite how bad UTEP. I want to say, FIU is not very good either. Here's Thomas on FIU. Cal Bear says this is a bad game. Lee Anthony says FIU. Lando is on the under here. And let's see here. Ready Samedi says, talking about Jenkins, right? And those numbers, let me see, 19 of 29 for 245. He also rushed for a few yards there. All right, a few more comments here. Jermaine going to take UTEP here. And Ready Samedi says, what are you saying there? Okay, good to have Ready Samedi here, member of the Sports Money Network. And, we've seen Ready around before. And Robert says he sees a 47.5 now. Man, that'd be a big drop. Yeah. Why do I have these old lines up there? When did I type these in? Let me fix that for sure. 47.5. I don't know. Seems kind of low, if you know what I mean. All right. I know these offenses aren't very good, but you're going to be bad defensively for a reason here. FIU also, let me see. Thought they had one other injury. They're probably spending too much time on this game here, but okay, I thought maybe there was an injury to Beers, but okay, let's I think you guys are in with your comments. I'm on the favorites tonight. How about that? And Jacoby says, let me see here. A few more comments that I missed. All right. And Jermaine says if it's at 47.5, he will take the under. We're missing out on the best price. This one opened as high as 52, I want to say, actually. 52.5 at Circa, 50 at some of the other books. Remember, Circa opens up pretty early with the lines. FanDuel does too, but then they take them down and bring them back up a little bit after. But Circa opens these games at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time and 10:30 Pacific on Sundays. Kobe FIU, Robert FIU. And Thomas said he saw the 50 as well. Okay. So I didn't know if I saw any, steamy action there, but that is definitely something I typed these in many hours ago. Maybe I typed them in while I was watching Mike and Keith all night long. I promise you, they felt like they were up till 1 or 2 in the morning on the show. FIU. How about that? Little college football consensus. Thomas and I can go a game. We go through together 60 games on Saturday, and we can't get one consensus play, but we got one here tonight. All right. That's because it's hard. Not everybody's commenting like they do here on the weekdays. Weekend, there's a little different audience. Okay, that's it for college football. Let's turn to the National Hockey League now and take a look at our 4-game card here tonight. And let's start it off with the Sabres. Let me fire up the goalie computer here. The Sabres taking on the Penguins here in this one. And yeah, we've got a storyline here in this one with the Penguins stars here looking for milestones. Penguins favored here $1.35. And the total 6.5 for the most part right now. I do see some 6.5s anyway. I'm going to move it to 6.5. Circa's at 6.5 flat right now. Maybe it'll be about the goals because that's what we're looking forward to tonight with legend and Evgeny Malkin sitting on 499 goals. And I think also Sidney Crosby's trying for 1,600th point. So we're already seeing handicappers here all over Pittsburgh. Seems like unanimously here at this point. This total has definitely moved higher to 6.5 here right now. Hey, let me touch on a little bit of college football steam, interrupt the hockey here a little bit for a move that just came in. keep you posted on any moves for the weekend. Arizona State and Cincinnati game total under 52 right now. We're seeing steam come in on the under. ASU and Cincinnati. Let me move this thing a little closer to me with my old eyes. So, okay, let's take a look at this one a little more in depth, however, with the Sabres and the Penguins here. Oh, and let me check the goalies out here. Could be Tristan Yari in goal for Pittsburgh here tonight. I'm showing maybe both goalies here at this point, and maybe they're not quite sure yet for the Pens. I have a feeling it's going to be Blomqvist here in this one, but we'll see when we get there tonight in this one with the Pens at home against the Sabres. Look, that move to me looks pretty serious, even though I have seen handicappers slightly preferring here the under in this one, but obviously the move here feels like it's on the over to me at currently 6.5 flat in this one. That's the direction I actually want to go, is over in this one with Buffalo and Pittsburgh here tonight. See if you guys have the plays up in the 4-game schedule here. For these teams, there's definitely an under situation when you talk about these two clubs head-to-head. 5 straight meetings between these two teams in Pittsburgh have gone under. And so far, I think, let's see, four out of the last 5 overall between the two teams have gone under, but 5 straight meetings here in Pittsburgh between these two teams have gone under. Buffalo is 1-3 to the under so far this season. Pittsburgh 2-1-1 to the over. Buffalo just 1-3 so far right now, obviously with that rough start. And the Penguins come in at 500. All right, let's take a look, see what you guys have here, if anything in this one. And I don't mind, Thomas. I know what you're saying, and I don't. I know you're using your dictation on your phone, so I don't have a problem with it. Kelly's talking about Evgeny Malkin. Gonna get it in the first period. And Nicholas says he likes the Penguins in regulation, but he also he wants the under. Justin's got the Rona. I don't mean to make light of it. He was going to head out to the game and feel better. Feel better, Justin. And let's see here. Kelly says for Pittsburgh, they play Carolina at Pittsburgh on Friday. They struggle versus them. Then they're going to, talking about the Penguins weekend ahead. Let's see here. Ready, Samedi. Thank you, Ready. And Jermaine liking the under here. And I think Luukkonen, Kelly says Luukkonen's no good, I think there. Ready says Blomqvist made 29 saves on those shots in the loss. Not terrible for Blomqvist. Robert wants the over here. Here's Fernando with an ATG. And Lando got the goods, got the good number. So let me go over the bad number here. I'll take it as my play here on the show. Probably don't want to give that out as a premium now necessarily. Sometimes I will. But, Sharps are definitely preferring the under, probably about a 3-1 margin here, but Sharps are definitely on Buffalo here by about a 4-1 margin. And handicappers all over Pittsburgh for sure, unanimous actually on the Pens, to be quite honest. All right, and okay. Justin's about done with his Rona. Hey, if you're like me, old man, left leaning, and you're quadruple vaxxed and triple boosted, like I am, wearing a mask everywhere. Do you believe me? Or all right, I think that's it on the first game. Let's move on. What do you guys? Have I never been back? Has Ramon never been vaxxed, or am I triple? Am I quadruple vaxxed, triple boosted? Which would you guys think I would? I would be. All right, here we go. Let's keep moving on here. This is a man. I did. I was, like I said, I was a poker dealer for 20 years. And when the casinos got shut down, I stopped working. I stopped working when the casino shut down for the first time in my life. Right, hardworking. You see me here every day. I'm that guy. I'm the guy that shows up for work every day. Always takes the PTO. Doesn't even take a vacation. I was that guy for my entire working life until the coronavirus came. But I didn't go into hiding. When they closed the poker room and didn't have a job, I immediately grabbed my keys, and I was one of those guys out there with the driving the delivery, the Uber Eats. Right? No one was on the road. I said, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go out there. I can't stand not working. So I stopped working, but I immediately went into action and helped everyone get fed. So that's what I did. And I never went back to work, and now I'm here. So I don't know. We were already starting to work on some of the video stuff and football. And I mean, I've been touting forever. I've been touting longer than I've been making picks online. So when you see me selling my picks, remember, I've been doing that for 30 plus years, and only recently got into this when we all got sheltered up in with the pandemic. Okay, here we go. Kings and Leafs here today. The Kings, man. Hey, watch out. Watch out with these Kings. Feels like here at this point. They haven't lost in regulation yet, I guess, is what I can say with the Kings so far. The Leafs come in with a 2-1 record. The Leafs have gone under in all 3 games so far this season, allowing just 1.7 goals per game so far. Figure Stolar is going to be in there. The former Duck going here against Kemper. So look at what you got here with Kemper on the Kings now. How about that? That in itself is a storyline, it feels like. All right. So far, let's see here with these two. Any comments from you guys? I'll be ready to go here. I think I'm going to be on the over. Toronto, like I said, they've been going under, but I think I'm probably going to be on the over in this one at 6 goals. It is juiced to the over at 6 over 20. Maybe 6 over 25 there. I can leave that up there. See if you guys got ready here. And Thomas says that's right. Well, they've got it, right? They're the ones that start the well, I don't want to say it. Did I say that? Okay. Here we go. And yeah, well, Jermaine, I didn't quit out of to go betting. I quit because there were no more poker. The casinos shut down. I actually did go back to work eventually. But what happened was, I'll finish the story if you don't mind. So I worked a poker dealer for 20 years, and sports reporting and stuff like that, community high school reporting. I worked for the San Diego Union as well. 2-job guy, no family. So, but what happened was they shut down the poker rooms, right? So, for several months, there was no casino. What was that, 3 or 4 months? So I'm out there driving around everywhere. And there was good money because people were generous with their tips. But then when the poker rooms opened back up, we were the first poker room in the country where I was working to open back up. People were coming from all around the region to play poker, and I didn't want to work. They were making us work 60 hours a week. I mean, what are you going to do? The money was great, but it was too much for me. And so I eventually left after just a few weeks after the pandemic was still going, but our poker room was getting swamped. we were working 60 hours a week, making total bank. I mean, it had to be, almost close to 5 dimes a month. I got to be honest with you. And I just didn't want to do that. And it just was too much work. And I was comfortable at the time a little bit. So that's just the way it worked out. And now we're doing this. So, okay, let's go here with Kings and the Maple Leafs. Here, I'm going over as my play. Lando says the Kings found that scoring last time, and yeah, $1.75. That's not gonna work here, especially with the Kings. And Andrew likes the under here, but I don't know if I do right now. But no doubt, Leafs are doing a great job. Here's Leafs and under. Fernando's on the under. I might be alone here, it feels like, in this one. Jermaine here says he likes the Kings team total over. So we're all over the place, it feels like, in this one. That's okay. Let's see what else. Kelly here says the winner covers the puck line. I think is that what she said? Whoever wins covers the puck line in this series, pretty much. So, all right. Leafs -1 here for Robert. That's a way to lower the price, but is Toronto really better than any Kings team right now? And let's see here. AOD says he hears the Ducks. See if I can quiet the Ducks a little bit. I got a noisy hard drive over here with the I just kind of tapped the computer a little bit. Ramon needs to win. Need a new computer here. This was an Amazon refurbished, and I think I've gone a little too long with it to send it back. I don't know. Don't go with refurbished though. Go with new. Just pay for what are you going to save? $100? All right. Here, let's see. All right. Kelly says she's not quite sure what to do. I'm just taking the over here in this one with the Kings and the Leafs. That's going to be my play. Mostly based, I feel like, on the sharp action here is what I'm kind of looking at. Look, the Sharps are all over the under in this one for sure. Unanimously on the under, but hasn't necessarily been the Sharps. Believe me, hasn't really been a great start with the Sharps in the NHL. All right, another game coming up here. We've got to wrap this show up, man. Bruins and Avalanche here in this one. The struggling Avs at this point, it feels like, can't seem to get it together here right now, but they are going to be favored tonight against Boston, $1.15, $1.20, but the Avs 0-3, not looking good. They're giving up 1 billion goals a game here at this point, so who's to say they're not going to get involved in a high-scoring game here once again right now with the Bruins, who are also allowing nearly 4 goals a game. They're scoring nearly 4 goals a game as well, and the Bruins have gone over in 3 of their 4 games so far this season. Now, the Sharps are still going to be taking the under here, I'm pretty sure, in this one. In fact, they're the ones probably keeping it from going to a 7 under 25, it feels like, here at this point. That's juiced to the under, 6.5 under 20. So, hey, fam, I got a little bit of breaking news here with a line move. I'm not going to throw the banner up there, but right now, the Sam Houston game, we talked about it earlier, you guys, with the total there at 56, but it's going even lower here. Sam Houston game right now is getting steamed to the under, and it is down now to 55 at Bet Online, 55.5 at DraftKings. Circa still maybe hanging on at 56.5, but for a game that we talked about, the handicappers, I feel like, are heavy on the over here in this one. Western Kentucky and Sam is seeing a pretty significant move right now to the under at 55. Maybe the clock keeps running with Sam running the ball a little bit. We know Western Kentucky will air it out if they can. So a little contrast, but all right, let's keep focused here with the Bruins and the Avalanche here. We're going to preempt for a little steam every time. So, all right, here, but To me, the Sharps are going to be on the under here, but man, it just seems like right now, the way things are going with Colorado and you're playing the Bruins, I mean, how is it not going to be a high scoring game? I mean, unless you just want to be totally contrarian, it feels like in this one. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. Boston or nothing, first period over. And Kelly says if you got Gurdjieff in there, you got to go against this guy right now. And his crummy numbers here, certainly right now 6.55 goals against and an 0-2 record for Gurdjieff right now. And save percentage under 80%. So it's been a disaster right now for Colorado. You got to wonder if this is, can Colorado pull, can they get it going, right? They're Colorado. You'd think they would, but maybe they're going to be bad here. Okay, Fernando's on the Bruins here. Robert McCormick's on the Bruins. And I'm going to take the over here in this one. How can I not at this point? Look, I like to roll with the Sharps. And I said the Sharps are struggling, but in games like this, they are a little bit better, certainly, and they are on the under, but I can't do it. I just can't do it. Not with what we're seeing here right now with Colorado playing no defense, it feels like. So give me the over with Boston and Colorado. Okay, one more on the ice with Utah Hockey Club taking on the Ducks here in this one. You got the Utah Hockey Club on the road, a favorite, $1.30, at least $1.30 here right now, maybe even $1.35 as the Utah Hockey Club is getting some action here against the Ducks here today. And let's see here what you guys maybe got in this one. I'll cover a little bit here with some of the numbers here in this one. Look, remember, this is, if you're looking back at the series history, you got, this is Arizona. There's no reason not to call them Arizona in your mind every time. We'll just say that a few more times before we get it through, but everybody's brain that this is Arizona, even though it's an expansion team. Complete roster of Arizona, but they don't play like Arizona at this point. They did finally lose, but they are 3-1 coming in here in this one. So playing extremely well right now. Maybe that's all they needed was a change of scenery here. Big move right now. We got a preempt here for a steam play coming in right now in a very big game tonight. All right, we're seeing, let me take the graphic off even. This is in the WNBA Finals, game number 3. Look, I already gave out the under in this game. Hopefully, hey, I know you guys were mostly on the over, it felt like. Well, just hold it a minute because this total is definitely moving lower right now in the WNBA Finals. Liberty and Lynx seeing this one down to 158.5. At Circa right now, and they're going to be the trendsetter. Here come the other books kind of following along right now. Just a small tick for some of these books to $1 to 159.5, but we may see it go even a little bit further. There's definitely a move here in the WNBA game number 3 on Liberty and Lynx under, and hopefully that's why you're joining me here on the morning steam to keep you abreast of these important line moves at the most critical hours of the day here on the morning steam. So yeah, hopefully you're here for me for, I don't know, maybe entertainment. Maybe the entertainment value is better than the picks sometimes, but I do keep you abreast on the latest information from these line services. I'm the one paying the hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month to get the fastest service so I can look important here on the Sports Money Network. I don't come here and brag about it. I just pay for it. All right, here we go. Let's see if you got some picks on Utah and Anaheim. What's Lando say? Okay, Thomas says we got our picks in. The Mets over and FIU, because this show is about over. Lando says he's got an over trifecta in the hockey game tonight. And Jermaine says, take the Mighty Ducks. Let's change it back to Mighty Ducks. Let's go over here, says Fernando. PZ, thank you so much for the intro song. Love you, man. Thank you for thinking of me to do another song. And I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show when I said, I might be the first of all the shows that you've written intro songs and rap songs for that got a second song. And it's my fault for leaving that channel, but it's not like your work goes for naught with me. We're going to play that song every day as our intro, of course. And I guess I'm going to have to memorize the lyrics for this one now, too. Although I can still sing the old one. I don't know the new one yet, but I can sing the old one. Who can it be showing up? Bloop, bloop, bloop. Ramon SCO to the double T. Be fuddling these bookies like 1, 2, 3. Check it out. They be cashing out. It's plain to see the morning's team is the A team. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Reported real gains, a sort of freight train. The reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this. Hit it. But now I got to memorize a new song that Peasy wrote for me and the morning's team. Thank you, Peasy. Appreciate that so much. And we'll play it on the outro too. So stick around if you missed the beginning of the show and listen for the song that Peasy wrote for our intro. Thank you, Peasy. All right. And Justin likes, he's back on that Bruins game. He went over. AOD wants to do the safety dance. And let's see here. Peasy talking about the road trip coming from New Jersey to play the Ducks. I don't know, though. This Utah team sure looks good. And Justin loved the new intro. And it's got that, I don't know if you saw what I said. I said, Peasy dropping the heavy bass in that one. All right. Let's see what else we got. I had to, thanks guys for the, I'm singing the old song. Kind of had to bleep out the lyrics. Not that we didn't, appreciate our time over the other channel, but that's why we had to get a new song. We're not on the other channel was referred to in the song. Believe me, I tried to re-edit Peasy's first song he made me, but I couldn't do it. I could not do it. And now we got a new song. How about it? All right, you guys like to look at that. Oh, thanks, you guys. Look at this. Keep it going. Peasy's thanking it. And drop the beat. Kelly loves the new song and appreciate all that. And yeah, I mean, well, Peasy, he's making picks and he's I was gonna say making picks and picks. I was gonna say something funny. I don't know. All right, that's it. That's it for this one, you guys, for the show. Oh, I'm on the Utah Hockey Club. I'm sorry, you guys. I gotta try the Utah Hockey Club again. I am not putting much faith right now into my Ducks. Look, the Ducks definitely get. Hey, I'm a gambler, so I like a lot of teams. I said Montreal's my team, but also the Kings, also the Ducks. I don't care. I'm a big hockey fan, but not big enough. I've never had a home team. But the Ducks, I guess, if anything, in San Diego is their minor league team. They just opened a new arena, actually. Well, no, they're not moving there. And also, I've got the Las Vegas Golden Knights I can root for. And the Las Vegas Silver Knights are just 5 minutes away. All right, gang. I guess that's. Is there anything I'm missing as far as our sports is concerned before we play Peasy and get out of here? The NBA. Let's try some of these NBA. We had some winners yesterday on the show. Yesterday, what did we have? Oh, we had a VIP winner, Boston, Toronto, over. But we also had a VIP winner with Houston yesterday, and we also had the Utah Jazz. That was mixed results. Let's face it. Okay, let's see here what we got. Just going to go over these lines and maybe a pick or two. Where do I have? Oh, here they are. Okay, Nets. And oh no. Oh no, 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 no. The line is not 4. It was 4. Haven't really looked into. I know the line is now about 7 or 7.5 here with the Nets. It's moved substantially here. I mean, there we go. All right. So a little bit tough on some of these. We're just going to make some picks here on these games. In fact, I'm showing some 8s out there right now in this one, but I'm going to have to leave this one alone. The line was definitely 4, 4.5. So there's obviously some type of movement here with the Sixers maybe and their lineup today. So let's just make sure on this one. I'm just going to have to take a pass for now. If I make a pick, it'll be in the VIP picks later, it feels like. But okay, here's next up Cleveland and Detroit. There was some steam actually that came in on this game on the under here in this one with Cleveland and Detroit. I am taking Detroit here at home plus 3 points or so. Oh, it is 3.5 pretty much everywhere. Give me Detroit. But the steam did come in here on the under here. And, well, I do have some VIP plays, but probably going to be back in that steam under as my better play in the game. So, again, just head on over to Winnable. Make sure you get those plays sent to you in case you missed the show. But I'm going to have that play. Probably won't do that in the regular season, so just be aware. All right. Minnesota, Atlanta and Miami here is next. Atlanta here, a 5.5 point favorite, and the total at 216. I got nothing here. I know I guarantee a play on every pick, but it's got to be regular season. Come on. I mean, who else can throw out half a dozen plays on NBA preseason? I will, but next up, Chicago and Minnesota. This one feels like a VIP pick, one of my better picks of the day right here with the Bulls. I'm going to take the Bulls for sure, plus 4 tonight. You could get 5 here right now. I'm taking the Bulls in this one as my play here in preseason action. I do like this one pretty good here. Probably under, but let's just give out the Bulls. I'm not sure about the total. It'll have to get stronger to make the premium. And finally is we do have a matchup here, an international matchup, as Ulm is going to come in and take on the Portland Trailblazers, and it'll be 36-point favorites here, it looks like, tonight with Ulm, of course. Let's see. Oops. Thought I had a little bit of info on them. It really is more of a comparison of how you want to treat some of these teams right now. But you got the German team coming in here to take on the Trailblazers at 36.5, and the total is at just 205 here. So that in itself right there says the game is going to be what? 120 to 80, I guess 118 to 82. 118 to 82, 119 to 81, something right in there. Does that sound legitimate? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not going to make a pick just yet. But again, other than trying to make a prediction here about Ulm this season, they play in the Bundesliga, but I don't know. Let's see what you guys have, if anything, in basketball. Let me scroll back here and see what you guys got. With Subhumans here today, and we're going to give Sub kind of a half a day off here. Certainly, we had a nice soccer card yesterday, but he'll be hard pressed to find some good action, it feels like, here today on this card. Good luck with this one, Sub. If you got anything for me, let me know. But I guess Brazil would probably be the featured action here today. Probably about it. Thank you to Kelly. Thank you so much for everything, Kelly. Marcus, Thank you as well, Justin. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you for being a part as well. Thank you to Sub. Thank you, thank you. Jermaine took the Kings after all here. And I think that's it from you guys. Appreciate everybody in the chat. I'm just scrolling down, looking through it. See, Peasy says, you know what? Let's just stick in. Why not just instead of going for, Ulm coming over here? Why not just play some Euro baskets today? We got the only game here in EuroLeague between Monaco and Barcelona, and Barcelona, 3.5-point favorite. The total 160. Peasy's going to cap it first. I'm going to make a pick. I'm going over in Barcelona and Monaco here. I've seen some steam come in on. I don't. It's not a secret. I've got some steam. I've reported seeing some steam here that I'll tail here without much of a cap. But I will just say they did steam it from 159. I'll take the over here. Let Peasy handicap it, but we're not going to hear from him. So I'll make a pick since he mentioned the game. All right. Appreciate it. Look, Marquise took Monaco. So look at that. I'm going to write that. Marquise, thank you. Thank you, Marquise, for stepping in and making a pick on the game. That's awesome. We don't hear much from Marquise. And there he is, picking Monaco. Thank you. Awesome. All right. Jermaine, he says, I like whoever they are. I just like their name. Maybe that's what he said. Thank you, Thomas, for everything as well. And Fernando's on Ulm as well. Shannon, thank you for finding me. Really appreciate it, man. That's really cool. And I'm sorry that I left some people hanging back there on the other channel. And I couldn't really announce it to anybody, but I made a spontaneous decision on the opening night of the NFL season to move independent a little bit. Believe me, my time over at that other channel was so important to me, and it really was a big decision. It pained me for several days to try to figure out what I wanted to do, and this was the solution for me. I called Mikey Money and said, Mikey Money, I need to come on your channel if you have room for me and be on the air. So we've been here now, feels like 6 weeks or so, and it's pretty good. We got some great programming over here as well, and a little bit more free flowing a little bit. I like to say I have a bigger canvas here to kind of be a little more spontaneous. Over there it was a little stiff a little bit, and I was just a small fish over there. Here, well, we got some pretty good guys, right? No doubt about it. But it just feels like more of a family over here a little bit, more like a business over there. So, all right, everybody, thanks a lot. And stick around. You better stick around for the song right now. 75 people. We're going to play Peasy's new intro if you missed it earlier, and dropping that heavy bass line for sure. So that's going to be it for the show here. But we're going to play the song right now from PZ and Jermaine. You let me know, Jermaine. You if you're on the subscription packages, hey, you know what, you guys? If we don't have a bad day, I'm going to extend people if we have a losing day. I'm in charge now. So subscribe to the picks. If you say, hey, Ramon, we lost, I'll put another day on there. It's no problem. I'm controlling it all now. And if we have a winning day, let's keep subscribing with me a little bit. Again, the picks, you guys, are only a few bucks over there remember, I used to charge $25, $35, $45 for my plays over on that other channel. It was good money, especially when you're hot. But over here, it's really just a couple of bucks. In fact, really, if you get the monthly there at $19.95, it's 67 cents a day, says my basic math. So for 67 cents a day, if you subscribe for $20 a month, you're going to get usually between 2, 3, 5 updates from me a day with picks on multiple sports, hopefully my best plays, over there at Winnable. There's also a free subscription for some other plays, including some tennis that I was able to cash here today with Altmaier, with Tabilo, with RBA. So, I'm all about those other sports too. I'm about to roll with some Chinese Basketball Association here in a little bit. So follow me over there at Winnable. Go to winnable.com/Ramon, and you can get those plays. Like I said, I have a free subscription over there. The plays don't stop here when the show is over. I got more plays as I sit here and monitor the action from my satellite studios in Las Vegas. So appreciate you guys all listening to that. Save 20% with the promo code STEAM. All right, here we go. Get ready. Thank you to Peasy once again. And let's roll with the song as we get on out of here today. So I'll play it a little bit. I'll dance a little bit here. I don't know the words just yet, even though I've listened to it about 25 times so far. Thank you to Peasy, and we'll get the outro. But here we go with our new theme. I know I got some noise in the background. Let me mute myself, and we'll listen to the song.
Can't escape from the team, call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.